Alright class, let's pick up where we left off. That was on step 7. So in step 7 what we want to do is insert a row above row 1 and add the following IBM expenses 2012 through 2014. Actually, so let me get rid of this row here. Okay, so this is where we left off. So what we want to do is on row 1, you can either right click on the 1 or you can left click and select the whole row and then insert. What you want to make sure you don't do is select just cell A1 and insert. If you do, that'll only move the cells down 1 and everything else will stay the same. So again, we're going to right click and insert. And then now I'll put IBM expenses 2012 to 2014. And then we'll go enter. And now what we want to do is we want to center and merge this over cells A1 through I1. So we'll do that, and then you'll see another alignment group, there's this merge and center. If we do that, now we can see IBM expenses 2012 to 2014 at the top. Okay, so let's make that one done. Alright, so what we want to do now is change layout to landscape and scale to fit 1 page wide and 1 page tall. So what happens is right now if we printed this page out, it would probably print on multiple pages. So what we can do is go to Page Layout, tab. Now we can go under Orientation and click Landscape. And then what we want to do is click the width to 1 page and the height to 1 page. And then now if we print this, this will be at 1 page wide and 1 page tall. So that'll make sure it doesn't shift over to multiple pages when you print. Okay, so let's do this. And I actually had a video die, that's why some of these steps are already completed, so I'm redoing this video. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to create a column chart for steps. We'll create a column chart for year 2012 through 2014 expenses. To do that, we'll grab cells A3 to D7 here. And we'll insert, and then you'll see these various charts. But if you see this one right here, it'll say this column chart. We're going to select that. And we're going to do this 2D column chart. And you'll see that now it puts it on top of this page. So what we want to do now is you'll see in this upper right hand corner, we could do this move chart. And then we'll just say move to a new sheet and click OK. So now you can, the beautiful thing about a chart is that you can very easily pictorially see the magnitude of numbers. So here you'll see that selling, general, and administrative are the large numbers along with research, development, and engineering. So right now we have Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. That probably doesn't make too much sense for our user, for the person looking at this document. So what if we want, we could select that's legend. Now we could select data, and where it says Series 1, we can edit this to say 2012. And then we're going to do the same thing to Series 2. We're going to edit this to 2013 and click OK. I'll do the same thing to Series 3. Make that 2014. And click OK. And then if we want to, we can even update this chart. Title to say IBM expenses 2012 to 2014. Okay, so that completes this step. Okay, and then on this next step, we're going to change the worksheet to IBM bar chart. So we'll rename this to IBM bar chart. And then we move this worksheet to the rightmost worksheet slot. So if we want, we can left click a worksheet, and then now you'll see that little green arrow to the left of it. Now we can just move this down, and now I put it down here at the end. So I just wanted to have students get experience with moving the charts around. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how we're doing on time here. Okay, so we're at 6 minutes. All right, so we should have enough time to complete these next two charts. So in step 11, what we're going to do is generate a 3D pie chart for year 2014 expenses. You'll notice that 2014 is actually over here on the right, and here's our expenses title. So what we'll do is select A3 to A7, and then what we can do is select the control button, that's the one that says CTR, and hold that down and keep it held down. Now you can go over to D column and select D3 to D7. So now you can see that we have A3 through A7 selected, as well as D3 through D7 selected. Now we'll go Insert, and then now we're going to do a pie chart. Let's do a 3D pie chart. I like those guys better. Okay, and again we're going to move the chart. We'll just set it into a new sheet. And now we'll see our legend down here at the bottom, and we'll see our data. And if you want, you can click on this plus symbol, and you can click on data labels, and then we can do more options. And then if we want, we currently have the value now, but what we might want to do is instead do percentages, and then let's take out the show leader lines. We'll take that off, and then what we could potentially do is we're going to click our chart now. So click on the blue. Now we'll click right, and now we can do 3D rotation, and you'll see we have this X rotation, and now we can just kind of spin our chart around to get the best percentage of everything reads. So let's see. So maybe like at maybe like at 190 here, or 210. Now we can kind of see everything pretty clearly as far as the values and the percentages. So you can play around with this. I'm not too hung up on what percentage you think is best, but just pick a percentage and possibly rotate the chart around a little bit. Maybe we'll even go up here, and now we could say IBM 2014 expenses. So again, this is graphically shows you, and again, just like on the bar charts, once you see this pictorially in images, it's much easier for us to get a magnitude as far as the slices of the pie. So this is what this represents what we calculated for our percentages right here for 2014. So you can see roughly 75%, 20%, 4, 0, and 1%. Okay, so that completes step 12 or 11. And then now we're going to change the name to 2014 expenses. So again, we'll just click on this 2014 expenses. Okay. And then that step says move this to the right of IBM expenses. Alright, so move this one over. So again, I'm just left clicking and you'll see the arrows right here, and I pop it over there. So then we'll see IBM expenses and 2014 expenses to the right of that. Alright, so that completes this worksheet. So let's pause here, and then we'll start on the next worksheet, which actually is probably a little bit easier for us. So let's pause here. I'll see you in a couple minutes.